three. We are live. We are live. This girl is looking flawless with her makeup, powdered face, and whatever. You look really nice. How you
Girl,
doing?
just like, oh, I just woke up like this. I'm just kidding.
She woke up like this, y'all. She woke up like this. I need to get those jeans. I need to get those jeans when I get
Oh my
older.
goodness. I don't know if I can share those jeans with you. I'm just kidding. All
How's
right,
it
guys.
going?
So I'm doing pretty good. I'm remodeling my office, so don't mind the background. It's going to be so lit once I'm done. Oh my goodness, my vision is going to come to life. I'm super excited. Okay, guys. So tonight's topic on Night Owl Talk is going to be time management. It's a woman's thing.
It's a
Not to the
woman
guys out
thing.
there. I know you guys do your thing too, but we are both women, and it is International Women's Day was on the 8th, and now it's Women's Celebration Month. We just have to bring it, we just have to give that praise where praise is due to all the women out there that are mothers, professionals, summer students. Well, we always have to be a student. So this is why we went ahead and wanted to talk about this specifically because of the fact that time management is so important. It's something that I actually struggle with. So I'm not going to go ahead and come on here and say, you know, my time management skills are perfection because that would be me lying and I'm not going to lie. So, time management, Angel, what does time management mean to you?
Time management means to me. Whew. Well, like they said, we all have 24 hours. For me, time management is just basically breaking up your 24 hours so that you can get the most use out of it, make it most effective and efficient for the time that's given. So basically, it's capitalizing on and utilizing the time that we have given to get the most out of it, basically.
Absolutely.
I think that's
And
a solid definition off the
yeah,
top
I'm
of my
pretty
head.
sure it is. This is the thing. You're completely right. Time management is 24 hours. Everybody gets $24,000, and how you spend it is up to you. Same thing when it comes to time. We cannot get time back. Our time is very important, very vital, and it
Yep.
is as gold. Once you will go ahead and go somewhere and you feel like you waste your time, don't you feel frustrated?
Yeah. Like I'm going to talk about just wasting time. You guys know TikTok? How many of y'all know TikTok? I was out here just making this video on TikTok. I told her 1 hour I spend making this TikTok video. All of a sudden the video won't upload. Like you talk about an hour wasted. It's a lot to make those 60-second videos. Okay, vent over. I promise. All
Right
right.
over. Definitely. So, the way that we go ahead and spend our 24 hours is very important. I mean, let's just calculate it here real quick. I'm a math person. So we have 8 hours that we're going to go ahead and use for sleep. Now that's for us to sleep normal. Me, I sleep like 5 to 6 hours just
Me
because you
too.
already know 9 to 5, entrepreneur, mom, girlfriend, I got a lot going on. Best friend, business partners, my clients. It's a lot going on. Keeping my house
Right.
clean. I can't hire a maid right now. I will one day, but not yet. So just managing all of those things. And what really works or used to work for me, because obviously this is a developmental process. It's not just going to be okay, I'm putting everything on a schedule and it's going to work and that's pretty much it. No. So what I used to do was make to-do lists. And so literally, I'm going to just this would be my list of things to do. All over the house, I would have sticky
Sticky note.
notes. And
Sticky
I
note
love
girl.
sticky notes still. But what happened with these sticky notes? I would lose them. They'll get crumbled. My daughter will start coloring on them. They'll stick to something else in my folders or notebooks, and I would lose them. And I would forget to do things because no one's perfect, and my memory is uh, it's not too
Not
efficient.
very good looking.
And that is not very good looking. So what I need to do is go ahead and notate what I need to do so I can keep track of it. And making a to-do list and putting it all over the place did not work. I needed something that was going to work more for me. What's a tactic that you use? or used to use that you've improved?
So, okay, let me tell you guys off the top. This is something that is a work in progress for me. I'm definitely not 100%. However, I will say I have definitely gotten better. I'm so grateful for that. Few things that I like to use. First of all, in my personal business, they provide us in our customer, well, in our back office. And as you can see, this is from like last week, but it's something called the 888 cash calendar. Basically, what it does, it starts off at 7 a.m. and it ends at 11 p.m., but you break up your day in 30-minute increments. Hey, Queens, hey. I see Jackie Garcia, Boss Lady, Tisha, Boss Lady, Christina Delgado, Pastor Ramon Cruz, Tisha, James Parrish, my cousin Hugh, shout out to him in Michigan. And then, of course, the king of the Latin market, Naftali.
Oh,
So here we go. It's but it's broken up in 30-minute increments. This is the 888 cash calendar. That's one thing that I like to use. Another thing, well, I guess I really shouldn't say it because I haven't used it in a while, to be honest with you, but I'm still gonna put it up here if I can pull them out real quick. Is these things right here? It's like wake up and work. It's like on a daily. So this right
put it
here breaks it.
so we can see it, like angle it.
Okay, so this first one right here, this is a weekly calendar. This one right here is a daily. On my desk, which is the computer sitting on the desk, I have one of those desk calendars that has like the month. But then also what I've learned, and I can't pull out my phone right now, but I use Google Calendar. Like I feel like those reminders helps me too. Like when, what I did was when I was making my calendar, uh, as I'm making it for the week, I put it in there in the phone as well, so I can get the reminders, the alerts, so I don't forget because I'll forget too. So really, it's using the daily calendar. I don't use as much as I probably should, but that's because I put everything in the Google Calendar with the alerts,
Mm,
and then the weekly calendar. I like to do that, and then the monthly calendar. So at least month, week, day.
perfect. What about every second? No, I'm just kidding. Just taking it too far. You can't control everything. That's what I definitely learned. And, as I try to manage the 24 hours that we're given, I definitely I keep in mind that things are not always going to go as planned. And, we always have plans, but, God's plan is what always happens. For me,
Right.
I feel like managing my time helps lower my anxiety because I feel like I'm in control and the things aren't just going haywire. I'm trying to pick and choose randomly things that I need to do, and then the priorities don't get done. So, did you know? Fun fact, I love this fact. I always share it with everyone I basically talk to. 80% of things that you write down on your to do list will never get done.
Really?
Yes. The
Huh.
only difference from a to-do list is to put it on your calendar because that means you set a time in your day, which means just like in your budget, we are in the financial literacy time, you have to go ahead and tell your money where it's going to go. You have to tell your time where it's going to go.
I like that.
Yeah,
It's good.
it's just
That
it's
means we have
crazy
more power than we
because
think.
huh?
That means that we have more power than we think.
We are. We're in charge of our lives. We're in charge of our finances. We're in charge of our time. And if we don't utilize our time, for example, you have residual income versus lateral income. You exchanging your time for money, or you doing residential. I'm thinking of home. Sorry, I've been talking real estate all day, girl.
Residual.
I keep thinking residential. I know what's going on, Okay. Anyways, residual income is completely
Residual.
different. You tell your time how much money you're going to make per hour, per minute, per day, per week. You choose. So these are all things that are in our hands. It's our decisions. And so for me, I really don't want to waste time. I know things will happen, like a flat tire or somebody's running late for a meeting that makes you late for your next meeting. But you know what? We make it happen. And as entrepreneurs, we just have to think on our toes.
Go with the
So I
flow.
definitely agree. It's a work in progress. I wouldn't say that I'm perfect, but I do the same thing like you do with having different things remind me of the same thing to make sure just in case that I don't miss it. I definitely do that. Absolutely. And so yeah, I remember when I used to try to do everything. It was so frustrating.
I
I could
understand that,
not do it.
girl. Listen, when I first left my job, I used to be so overwhelmed because the thing is, like you mentioned, doing your own thing, being your own boss, it's fun, but it's not easy, guys. Like you have to schedule things. At first, I wasn't scheduling anything, and I used to feel anxious, like and lost. Like, what am I doing with my day? Where did the day go? What do I do now? Super overwhelmed. So definitely want to make sure that you have some kind of a system for putting it all together. You know what I'm saying? Switching it
Mhm.
up.
Absolutely. And I think it's just like when you're exercising, in the business, we have our accountability partners, whether it's official, like, hey, do you want to be my accountability partner? Or you're just always calling and saying, hey, so, what'd you do today? Well, I did watch like, no, I binge watched WandaVision today. I'm sorry. Hey, I thought that you said that you wanted to do XYZ. What's going on? I think accountability is very important because, for example, I know me and you, we've been having our weekly accountability meetings. Guys, it's so helpful. So we go ahead and we write down what we want to accomplish for the week, some obstacles we have. What else do we go over on our meetings?
Our goals for the week, the
Hmm.
things that we want to accomplish, the things that we have accomplished, like for that day as well. So, guys, make sure that you do when you're doing your accomplishments and stuff. You talk about the things that you actually did accomplish, because of course we're all like forward thinking. Most of us are forward thinking. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we going to do in the future? But what about when we actually accomplish those things? We want to be able to give ourselves some credit. I made a live earlier today and it was called self love. And one of the things about self love is just giving yourself credit for the things that you've done right, giving yourself some kudos for the things that you've achieved and accomplished. Because it's not just about looking into the future. What can I do tomorrow? If you did something yesterday to help you for today, you need to acknowledge it so that you can boost up yourself, keep yourself boosted up, and you can keep yourself understanding why you doing the stuff that you're doing every day in the first place, right?
Hmm.
It's important.
Absolutely. Time is super important. And you said self love. When we get 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, because sometimes people are like, it's only 24 hours. I have time for nothing. There's no way I'm going to do everything that I need to do in 24 hours. I'm the type of person that says, you know what? I have this huge to do list. It's like this big, and I'm going to get it all done today because I don't have time to waste. Bro, I overschedule myself. And me and my aunt Zuhaila, or my aunt Zuli, shout out to Zuli Vega. So we talked about
Don't
how
even
we
say that.
how we go ahead and we just overschedule ourselves. Like we want to be so much in control of our time that we say, okay, we're going here and then there and then there, and then we're gonna take a nap and then we're gonna wake up and we're gonna be full of energy. And it's like, wait a minute, you're not gonna accomplish all of that. Like, do you
No,
ever do that or is it just me?
no, of course I do that. You know that. Sometimes I think it comes with it's like a time management thing. Sometimes it's even personalities. I find sometimes people who are like excuse me, extroverts, high energy people, sometimes they do double book themselves just because they want to be involved in everything at the same time. They don't want to say no, so we end up piling all this stuff on our plates. And that's why we need time management. It's good to be able to say no sometimes. I'm learning that there is power in that two-letter word, y'all.
Yeah, you know what? The thing is with being able to say no, something that we read a lot of books and we watch a lot of motivational videos. I don't know if I got it off of somewhere. Guys, if you know where this came from, comment please so I can know where. But I was investigating. That's what I like to call because I like to research from different sources and find what's similar and what works. What's predominantly a topic or a skill or some kind of way to look at things. So time management, when you have the ability to say no, you are respecting your own time. and you're making others respect your time. And this is even like with my daughter. She's like, Mom, you didn't spend
Okay.
time with me all week. This is on Monday. Mind you, we went out Friday night. We had movie night. Saturday, we went to the pool. Sunday, we went to the store and we spent time together. Mom, you didn't spend any time with me. And I have to tell
Yeah.
her, Alani, my love, my precious treasure, the reason why I started this business. Listen,
Is that how you answered her?
I have to because you have to be patient, Lord God Jesus, help me with that. Anyways, you have to be patient and say, listen, my love, my treasure, my beautiful little baby. I call her Shake and Baker. Listen, there's a time for everything. And right now it's time for you to go to sleep. It's your bedtime.
Right now it's 10 o'clock, sweetheart. It's time for
Oh
you to
no,
go to sleep.
that's too
It's
late.
10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? Yeah, right here in the kitchen when she should be sleeping. I'm just
Mm.
kidding. I'm just kidding,
Yeah,
Alani.
like, no, I even had to train my own daughter to respect time. And I tell her, you need to respect your time. You need to come home, you need to take a shower, make sure you're all clean. Hygiene's important for kids. You gotta just, be a parent. You have to go ahead and cook dinner. Hey, let's spend time together while we cook dinner. Hey, let's spend time together while we're cleaning. And then we can play a game after we do some review for homework. You have to show your kids the same structure. And that's what I've been doing to my daughter because I always feel, as a parent, whatever you do is connected with your child. So if you put your child on a schedule, then they'll be able to learn a schedule, just that mindset, so they can respect your schedule. Oh, I know mommy does her meetings at this time. I know mommy has her night out talk on Thursdays at 10 p.m.
10 o'clock from 10 to 11, baby.
Yeah, so she knows these things, and it's very important to be able to say no. Or you know what, if you want to think of it, it's not no, it's just not now. Let's look at my calendar.
Let me ask you a question. Okay.
Oh.
This might be a little controversial, but I want to ask.
Okay, go ahead.
So we just had an event on Sunday.
Yeah.
And it was a great event, it's a birthday dinner, whatever. We're talking about our time when it comes to like you scheduling yourself to do things.
Mhm.
How about when it comes to other people, right? And getting
Mhm.
on their calendar or you putting yourself on someone else's calendar? How does that work? How do you think that should work? How should that play out? What does that look like?
So that's a difficult thing. This is the thing. So you have to get your priorities straight, and this is just me being transparent. For example, there's been multiple times where my family wants me to go to Disney with them. And this is recent. I've been rescheduling my Disney date for like 4 days. Like, I just want to go to Disney already. So the thing is this, sometimes you have to say no to certain things, not because you don't want to do them, but because you have to get your priorities straight. I'm not going to go ahead and tell my sister and her husband, who have been trying to plan with me, with our friend and my daughter and whoever else, our family trip that's been rescheduled 3 times. And then the next day that they want is falls on someone else's, party or whatever it may be. I have to choose. Now, I really want to go to that other event, but I have to get my priorities straight. I might be able to make it up to that other person, say, hey, just so you know, on this day I won't be able to show up, but I'm going to try my best to do something else because I still want to celebrate you. Or, I want to figure out a way for you to recognize that I wanted to be there for you, but I was just put in a hard place. And that's where communication comes in. Because even in a professional environment, there's been times where I have a meeting with somebody that, is very well known, and they'll let me know, hey, I'm so sorry, I have to reschedule. Something came up. You never know, maybe their kid broke their arm or something and they have to go.
Right.
That doesn't mean that they don't want to meet with you. It just means that there's a time for everything. And it's crazy, it even says it in the Bible, Ecclesiastes. I can't say it in English, gotta say it in
I think
Spanish.
it's
But
ecclesiastic.
yeah,
Ecclesiastic.
Ecclesiastes. You already know the Puerto Rican in me, I can't help it. But there's a time for everything. So I just feel like communication is very important. And, if you're not able to make it to something, like for me, I know I'm going to have a conversation with one of my good friends. It's not because I don't want to, it's because you have to choose certain things, it's kind of a choice that you don't even make yourself. So, for example, you have to sleep. That's not a choice that you make for yourself. Like, I got to go to sleep. So, at this time, I know at what time I have to be awake. So I have to go to sleep by a certain time.
Mm,
It's just how it is. It's life.
I agree. I like it. I like it. I like it. Sometimes you gotta choose.
Yeah. And then another thing, when you're trying to schedule yourself on someone else's time, like how do you feel when it comes to, let's say, when you're in a relationship, scheduling time? Are you on the same schedule or are you on opposite schedules? Like what's going on? I'll shoot you in my comments. Yeah, so for me, it's very important for you to have communication, especially when it comes to scheduling, because everybody has things to do, and especially when you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, and you have other friends that are business owners and entrepreneurs. It's difficult to schedule things, and you just have to have that understanding. And
Yep.
then so on.
Communication. That's what Tisha just wrote. I was reading it, but the main thing she said is communication is key to everything. It really is.
Absolutely. You're communicating to yourself. Hey, on this day at this time, you need to get yourself out of bed because you got to be somewhere. There
Yep.
you go. Talking to like
Communication is
yourself.
everything. Yes, Katrina. Listen, it was a blast. It was a small intimate event. It worked out perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Like, with that being said, I do have to say, sometimes when it comes to certain things, though, guys, like I've learned a long time ago because of my mom. Thank God for her. Like the people who are supposed to be at an event, they'll be there. It doesn't matter. Like, and it's okay if someone doesn't show up. I remember this conversation. I remember I had this with my mom because my graduation party, I think it was either college or high school. My aunt, my godmom, she couldn't come, and I was sad about it. And she was like, "Don't worry about it. Like, just focus on the people who can show up." So that's what we do. You know what I mean? When it comes to the time, guys, um, you know, you can't force anyone to spend time with you.
Yeah,
So
I
communication is
definitely
key.
agree with that.
I agree
Yeah.
with you, Fish.
Even when, before me being an entrepreneur and before me, getting promotions at work in the financial industry and all of that, you know, it was very difficult for me because I worked in the food industry. I was the bartender. I worked in restaurants for since I was 16 years old. I worked at a sushi cafe. Shout out to Outback Steakhouse. I worked there for so many years. And that's where I learned a lot of my skills. But I had to work Mother's Day. Valentine's Day was like the busiest day. They had like some special that everybody and their mom wanted to show up to. Like it was crazy. Father's Day, Christmas Eve, Thanksgiving, like people are not going to want steak on Thanksgiving. You're going to want a turkey or jamon or pernil or no. I had to work and I had to communicate with my daughter who was younger at the time, and she didn't fully understand. Like, mom, why can't you spend Christmas Eve with us? Oh, I'm going to show up. I'm going to be there like 11 o'clock. Thank God we have our midnight open presents tradition, but she'd still miss me. And she was very young, like 2, 3, 4 years old. And I was working in the food industry. And the only thing that would be able to make her feel better was communicating with her. Hey, mommy has to pay bills. Very transparent. Like I'm teaching my daughter
What's
from day
the
one.
bill,
I
mommy?
gotta work. I gotta work so we can eat. I gotta work so we can have a place. So mommy's not gonna be here, but that doesn't mean we're not gonna have fun. We're still, if I worked on Valentine's Day, the day before, a couple days before, the whatever weekend fell, I would go ahead and do something with her. Like, hey, let's do our arts and craft. Hey, let's go ahead and buy candy. Hey, let's do something. Like, let's go out. I'm gonna take you on a mommy daughter day. There's always ways to go around.
So, and it's the same thing, guys. Like even with like Z, you're an amazing mom, so you do that. You're a good, great mom. There's so many great moms, but even for so, just so you guys know, even for people who don't have kids, because I gotta speak for the single people crew. There's a few, pero un poquito de nosotros when we're out there, right? Well, we're like in our 25 plus club. I gonna,
Yeah.
25 plus club on the kids. But still, even with any kind of relationship, guys, you want to be able to schedule your time. Someone asked me because I was telling them how like I was like scheduling time to like read the Bible, scheduling time to spend time with God, and they were like, "What do you mean?" Like as if it was an offensive thing, and I'm like, yeah, like why wouldn't I? Like if I schedule time to go to work, If you schedule time to go to church, you schedule time to, get your hair did, why wouldn't you schedule time to spend time with God? It's like one thing that I love, some couples do like Friday date nights. You know what I mean? That's like your dedicated date night time. So it's like if you schedule that kind of time, why wouldn't you schedule it? Any relationship that's important to you is, if you need to be spending time in that relationship, then you got to schedule it. Because if it's not written down, a lot of times it does not happen, which, like I said to you guys before, when I first started, working the business on my own, I was like a lost puppy dog. I had no idea what I was doing because I didn't write anything down, had no schedule for the day. And no schedule is no pay. No pay, or no schedule equals no productivity. No productivity equals no pay. So
Straight up.
I don't know if someone got value out of that, if it's like a
Period.
mini
Yeah, to me,
um
there's always things that are like productive tasks. Like, I'm working. Okay, what are you doing? Are you texting on your phone, sitting in front of the laptop? Because that's definitely not working. Are you networking? Okay, so you're making new connections. You're able to go ahead and talk to other people, bounce ideas back and forth. Okay, that's good, but that's not going to get you production. Getting production is, being in the trenches, doing the work that's going to get you
stuff that
results.
people
That's just what it is, and even like when you used to be having a 9 to 5, you're like, well, I'm just here, I'm just gonna text. I'm getting paid anyways. When you have your own business, you reap what you sow. That's it. There's nothing else about it. So it's like, okay, you need to schedule yourself. Okay, I'm gonna have self-development time. I'm gonna have time to play around and do new marketing materials. But you need to do the work, because if you don't do the work, you are not gonna get paid and your business will not grow. So it's very important to manage your time.
yeah.
And with that, there's also balance. Like, for me, I just kind of wrote or jotted down the things that I feel I have to keep in balance, because if I don't manage this with my time, then I feel off, and I get instantly like a little irritated, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? Oh, this, I didn't pay attention to this, I feel off balance. Like, health is one of them. And then add on, like, let me know like what you think is something that
Stretching, I need to stretch. If I don't stretch, and it's been like a while for me too, it's been like a week, I can tell, I can feel it in my, like, I feel off. Yeah, stretching.
maybe want to stretch right
Katrina
now.
has a good point. She mentioned my time is in the morning, give him our first fruits. I agree. Like just talking to God. If you don't take, I don't know, some people, they can go months, weeks. I can't. Even I was talking to my friend yesterday, and she was like, I was saying how I had to talk to God. I had to pray because I felt like it's been a while since him and I connected. And I was like, once you really do start getting into the spirit and start getting into God like that, you feel a difference when you don't pray to him and you don't communicate with him, um, for a minute. It's crazy, but it's good. That means that you know that you're connected.
Mm, they used to say in church, you go ahead and you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You replenish your body, right? That's awesome. But what about your spirit? You're not going to eat that spiritual food. Like, come on, what's going on? Once a week is not enough. You have
Yeah,
to wait another 7 days until
it's
you
not,
gotta eat again. Like, come on now.
not
So,
enough.
it really depends on, like you said, on the individual. If they want to grow, if they want change, they're going to make it happen. If they recognize that they need to spend more time with God, or they recognize, hey, like, I know I believe in God, and I know that he gives me grace sometimes when I don't deserve it, and I know he forgives me for the things that I messed up on, but who's God? Well, if you don't look for him, you'll never know. You
Mm.
have to start at least with one step to start the journey where you need to go. And there's a couple different ways to go ahead and schedule time with God. It could be, if you're learning, it could be talking and networking with other godly people. And what do? Usually they talk about the Bible, they talk about principles, they talk about different ways to manage life, not like they did before accepting Christ, but after. And it's just a completely different environment. It really just helps. And I've been in bartending nightclub industry in Miami, I had my days where I was out there and wild and not really spending time with God. But, as you get older, which is such a cliche, but it's very true, you realize you realize what's really good, and that's God, So
Amen.
very important,
Amen.
very, very
God.
important. What do you like to do to connect with God more?
Me? Well,
Yes.
one, I started to I mean, obviously I say my prayers at night, but one thing that I started to do was to say prayers in the morning time when it's quiet. Just to say thank you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And just to really thank him for actually it's kind of funny. What the hell was I? I think I was on scrolling, I think I was on Instagram.
Uh-oh. I think you froze up a little bit. Oh no.
It was kind of
Uh-oh.
funny, guys. But basically, oh no, I'm froze.
Yes.
Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yes. Now I can hear you. Whatever
Okay.
you just said, start over. You were
Okay.
scrolling. That's it.
Yeah, so I was scrolling, right, and this girl, she was talking about how when black people pray,
Oh.
she said when black people pray, it's so funny because it's kind of true. We'll be like thanking Jesus, have all his names. Thank you, Jesus. Lord of Lord, oh King of Kings, God of gods, Savior of saviors. Thank you so much, God. Thank you so much, God, for being our holy Father, our great good shepherd. You know what I'm saying? So we got all these titles and names and stuff like that. I thought that was funny, but I say that to say that in the morning time, the morning prayers is a good time, for you to thank him for that. Call on all 1,500 of his names and just to thank him, for waking you up in the morning time, because that's before you actually really quite unquite need something per se, because you just woke up. So I think it's important now, just as important as thanking God that you got through the day before you go to sleep, thank him as well when you wake up in the morning time, that you got through your sleep. So I think that's one thing. Like I've mentioned a couple of times, a grateful journal. Me personally, I enjoy going to Bible studies. So, like, of course, some people they have a church home, some people don't. But I used to not go to Bible studies at all, and I think I started going maybe like 2 years ago, something like that. I find that it helps me out a lot to kind of dig into the word more because it's thick. I can't understand everything off the top reading the Bible. Me personally, I need some kind of translation. You're gonna have to break it down for me. And then, listening to sermons like Pastor Stephen Furtick. I tell everybody
Shout
about
out
him
to
because
Pastor Stephen Furtick.
man, yeah. So just get, doing times like that. And one thing that I do, like I was talking to Zaji today and she was talking to me about like washing my dishes. And I'm like, look, actually, guys, don't judge me, okay? But like when the dishes pile up, I'll take that time to actually pop in my earbuds and I'll listen to Pastor Stephen Furtick, or I'll listen to a podcast. I'll listen to some kind of motivational music, motivational videos while I'm washing dishes. So it's like, you know, multitasking.
Multitasking. Oh,
Huh?
girl. Multitasking is so important. Like for me, if I'm driving to work after I drop off my daughter, which I
Sometimes,
can't, oh,
sometimes.
sometimes, not every time. I mean, we're not perfect. It don't have to be every time, but
Multitasking
it's a
is
good
not
practice.
bad. It's
So what
I'm
I like to do
productive.
is to kind of plan out my day a little bit. I review my little calendar, when I'm at the stoplight, I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a productive day. This is what I'm gonna do. And then I call Angel. I'm like, all right, girl, we gonna get it today. Accountability partner. Oh, what you doing today? Oh, I'm doing this and that. Oh, what about this thing that you told me about last week? Like, weren't you doing that? Oh yeah. It's very good to refresh and review your day in the morning. But something that I like to do at night, and it's kind of like a tactic for me not being able to sleep. What I would do is I would make a list of all the things I was thinking about. Like, okay, I gotta buy detergent, I gotta pay this bill, this bill's unexpected, I gotta make sure to pay it. okay, I have to plan this networking event, I have to call this person that I didn't write down on my calendar. Cause like I said, we're not perfect. But I'd be able to like unload the list, my to-do list off of my mind and just write it down. And then boom, I'm done. I'm not gonna forget anything. I don't have to worry about anything. Let me go ahead and go to sleep. So that's something that I like to do. And then the next day, I would be able to say, okay, I'm doing this at this time or that at that time, planning it the night before so you know the next day, the next week, what you're gonna do. Even if I would plan it out for 2 weeks ahead of time, with the self-love time, like you said, there's time you just have to literally do nothing, like take an hour to sit in a bubble bath, play some music and just chill with some wine, like go to your patio, listen to the trees rustling, play a little music and just relax and like clear your mind. Take some time to pray, take some time to do things other than your to-do list. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Oh, this person wants me to go there. Like it's so hustle and bustling. Like take some time to just chill. So yeah.
Self love then, because time management, we all know it's important, guys. Bottom line, time management: schedule yourself out. If you don't do it, a lot of times you find yourself wasting time. But let's talk about self love because we got like 20 minutes left. I think that's enough time to talk about loving ourselves.
Yes.
Um,
Never enough, but okay, I guess.
it's never enough. So, what is your definition, Miss Z de Jesus? What is your definition of self love?
Self-love. Self-love is taking time to make sure that I'm okay. And I say that because as a woman in Hispanic culture, you're supposed to make sure everybody else is okay. You have to make sure the house is clean, all the laundry for everyone is done, all the food is cooked for breakfast, lunch, dinner, the lunches are packed. There's just an endless to-do list. And it's always making sure other people are okay. And me being born eldest out of 6 kids in a Puerto Rican household, I had to make sure everybody else was good. But I remember I would sit in my room, which I had a super tiny room, guys. Like that should have been like, I don't even know. It should have been a laundry room. Like it was so tiny. But I always like to lock my door and just sit there and look at the ceiling and relax. I lived like right by a lake behind and I had the back room. So even though it was small, it had a great view. So I would just lay down and like write in my journal. I would just start taking out all my clothes and literally like reorganizing and refolding it, just taking time, and it's super important to take that time for yourself. Even if you're not being productive, like you need a break, especially if you're always worried about everybody else. You worry about everyone else and neglect yourself. And it's very important to make sure that you're okay. Like, I know there'll be time where I'm like, oh, I don't have time to do a hair appointment. I got so much stuff to do. No, I need to love myself a little bit. Like, I need to take those 2, 3 hours to have somebody, just massaging my scalp. Let me feel good. I get my deep tissue massage every 2 weeks. It's an hour, but guess what? That hour is well invested, man. She uses these suction cups. Shout out Relax and Renew Massage. She's mobile in the Fort Myers area. She does a great job. But the thing is, I take that time. Hey, every 2 weeks, that's my investment in myself. You got to invest in yourself, and that's how you show yourself love. I mean, what do you like to do? That's what I like to do.
Yo, I'm not as dope as Zaji. I want to be like Zaji when I grow up, guys. I want to get a massage every week too. But one thing I do, I try to at least get one at least once a year, at least for my birthday, because I love being pampered. I love all that stuff, being massaged. So that's one thing. Pampered, massage. Of course, we like to get our nails, feet done. I like foot massages. I just like being rubbed down in general. So, I had made a post about accepted applications the other day. So any guys, you got some strong hands, you might qualify. No, let me stop. Okay. So let me stop. Digress. So back to self-love, right?
Mhm.
I like to, like I said, do that. Sometimes it's good for me. I like to drink some wine. Sometimes just relax, chill, listen to like quiet music. Sometimes I will like turn my phone off or like on silent, listen to quiet music and really just be to myself. I think that and in our daily routine, we can work in a piece of self love. Like I mentioned earlier about stretching. For me, that's kind of part of it too.
Mhm.
Just
I
taking the
agree.
time to stretch because that's a form of your physical self love. You know what I'm saying? So just
Yeah.
taking that time to, stretch, um, and then talking to yourself, talking highly to yourself. So those are some physical things, but like really, guys, affirmations, that's part of, for me, it's important self-love. Like I was talking to somebody today and I was telling him, huge shout out to Neff. I said, look, I do talk to myself. And you know what I say to myself sometimes? I'll say my affirmations. But sometimes, you got to look in the mirror and encourage yourself, especially if you're like me and you're single. You don't got a partner, right, to tell you look beautiful today. So you know what I do? You look good, girl. What's up, pretty girl? Hey there, pretty girl. You look beautiful today. I like your hair. Self love. I'm learning that. I used to never do that. So it's just talking to yourself, speaking life to yourself, encouraging yourself. To me, that's part of self love. Like all of it, just encouraging yourself. Talk to yourself. If you don't got a man, you don't got a woman, that's okay. Like love on yourself. There's power in being single, guys. I don't know where that came from. I just had to share that, guys.
No, yeah. The thing is, like, you have to love yourself before you can love anybody else. So you have to show yourself that love, however you want to be loved. I mean, like everybody has their own love language.
Katrina, Katrina's got good ideas. She said massage, karaoke, music, sit by the water. Oh, I'm a water baby, so I love sitting by the water. And a little
Yeah.
wine, yoga, and protecting your peace. Hashtag self-love 2021. I love it.
Oh,
I can
yes,
live a
I
life
love
here
it.
too on this thing.
Protecting your peace. I love that
I love
because
it.
sometimes you just got to cut off negative people, but you don't even officially cut them off. It's just like if they're being negative, that's it. Okay, I'm cutting back on your time. Oh, oh my God. This thing I just remembered that I heard on somebody's Facebook. No, it was an Instagram post, and it was so meaningful. Okay, guys, there's people that you spend 3 days with, right? Go on a vacation, you hang out, whatever, make memories, pictures. Okay. There's people you spend 3 hours with. I would say like 8 hours when you're working with your boss. You kind of have to spend it with them. Okay, there's people that you'll spend 3 minutes with, like, hey, okay, how you doing? All right, you have a good day. And there's people you'll give 3 seconds. That means you're not giving them any time because you can't do anything in 3 seconds. And you have to be able to identify who's gonna be what. And that's part of self-love. You have to identify what kind of person is this? Is this a person I'm going to invest a lot of time in? Or is this a person I'm going to invest no time in because I'm not getting a return on my investment? And I don't mean just material. I don't mean just, somebody showing you love. I mean, like, are they bringing value to you as you're bringing value to them? That's very important in showing yourself love. Because if you don't respect and love yourself, I mean, who's going to do it? It's only God. But, God can only do so much. You got to love yourself too. That's why, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. So, yeah, self love, keeping those negative people out of your life, knowing who's going to get the most time out of you, and knowing that you need to respect your time and they need to respect your time as well. Because without respect, there is nothing.
I agree. Especially in this business, we have to learn how to respect our time. Like there'll be some times, like I'm not even gonna lie, guys, ladies in business, you know what I'm talking about. Even some of the handsome fellas in business, you might even know what I'm talking about. People who want to waste your time because you're attractive. They think, especially when I was new in this business, you want to talk business, but then when I sit down with you, you're not saying nothing about no business. You're talking about how beautiful we are and how you can just see yourself. No, 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 no. I'm gonna.
I can't see me working this out right now. There's something wrong with my
Yeah.
eyes. I don't
Respect
see this
the
happening.
time. Respect that time. Definitely make sure that you respect your time and other people respect yours. I agree. And I'm
Mhm.
learning now. I'm telling you guys, straight yellow, love people, love help people. But then I'm like, this guy talking about he wants his credit fixed. He ain't talked about his credit yet. He talked
Those
about
are distractions. Distractions.
things.
If it don't got nothing to do with your goals, if it don't got nothing to do with where you're going, if it has nothing to do with what you want to do with your life, it has no importance. It has no priority. It should not be on your schedule. Do not let somebody steal your time because they're not going to give it back.
Nope.
Period. Like, no, no,
Nope.
no. But yeah, so self love, God, self love. not wasting time, managing, multitasking. Dang, we covered a lot today.
We did. We did. Anybody have anything else? Miss Katrina says she's a Jesus freak. Amen. What else? I'm trying to see if we got anything else. If you're not really okay, we talked about this. An important event to someone who's important to you, then you should express that to that person. Um,
Absolutely. You gotta spend time to show that you're grateful for those of the that have poured into you. Even if
yeah.
it's just a message like, hey, I know you're busy, I'm busy too, but I just want to say I'm grateful for what I've gotten from you because you've been a blessing in my life. You
Takes two
know,
seconds.
take a few seconds. Showing some love for others, appreciation, that's something that you should definitely put into your time. I like to try to plan out like, a weekly family day with my family. They help me out a lot and they're not really materialistic people. They just want my time and that's the gift that I give to them.
You
So
talked about mentioned earlier the love language.
hmm it is a love language. Some people prefer, don't give me a gift. I want your time, and that's just what it is.
There's 5 love languages out there, guys. Just so you guys, in case you don't know, need to actually share this with Ms. Garcia yesterday. It's powerful. Listen, it's not just for relationships, okay? If you have a mom, a brother, anybody who you want to have a meaningful relationship with, you need to have them take this love languages quiz. You need to take the love languages quiz. They actually do have a book. It's called, I think, the 5 love languages. I cannot remember the name of the author, but guys, there's 5 love languages, and this is something that you can actually do for yourself too, to show yourself love. If you don't know how to show yourself love, you can take this love languages test and it kind of give you an idea of like, this is the kinds of things that I like, that draws to me, that I'm drawn to, and I can use these kind of things to show myself love. So I mentioned, I love to get pampered. I love to get massages. That's because my first love language is physical touch. You know, Zaji had mentioned, her daughter wants to spend time with her. Her daughter's love language is probably quality time,
Mhm.
right? Um, Number 3, acts of service. Some people they want you to, cut the grass for them or wash the dishes for them. That shows that you love them. Gifts, we mentioned gifts. Some people they love gifts. I'm not really a gifts person, but the fact that you went out of your way to pick something that they liked, they enjoy that. And then the last one is words of affirmation, speaking life to people, encouraging them. That's how you show that you love them, by what comes out of your mouth, which is important as well. So, guys, there are 5 love languages. I would definitely encourage you to go ahead and actually take that. Maybe I can actually put it in the link here. Uh,
I'll put it on my page too later.
yeah, I put it in this live. You could put it in the thing, but definitely if
That's something very meaningful. I think like I took it and I was like, oh, I like gifts. And I'm like, no wonder I like to buy myself something special every so often. Just, appreciate myself for all the hard work I do around here.
that, but that's good though.
Yeah, I remember.
It's my very damn last one. So it's like I'm the worst. Like I told Zaji, please, girl, you don't have to worry about buying me a gift because I'm for sure as hell gonna forget to buy you one.
Just show up, girl. That's all I need you to do.
Yeah. I'm a quality time and I'm a physical
Yeah.
touch. I'll show up all day, every day, but I might be empty-handed if I don't remind myself. If I don't put it on that Google Calendar, guys, it won't get done.
Oh Lord, don't show up to the birthday and forget the gift now. Come on now. Come on now.
The worst. I'm still working on myself, guys. I'm still a work in progress. I promise.
Listen, if you're not good at giving gifts, I'm gonna give you a recommendation that some of my friends showed me. It's called the Amazon wish list. You make a Target one, you can make anyone. And then people can choose one of the things that you want. So there you go. If you need a gift from Angel, your birthday's coming up, Jackie baby shower, make a list and send it to her so she can get you a good gift.
Yeah, because I'm
Yeah,
telling
I mean, for me, I always think there's a solution for everything.
you. Yep.
Even though we can't add hours of time to our day, we can find a solution for any problem. I'm a person that I'm a perfectionist, and that's what stresses me out. But when issues come up, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna have to figure it out. And
I'm
that's
using
just what you
Apple
have to do.
Calendar these days, guys.
What was that?
There's an app for everything.
There is. Absolutely. I love my Walmart pickup. I don't go to that Walmart line anymore.
I don't blame you. I actually like going sometimes. I like to chit chat. You already know I chit chat.
Oh
Chit chat.
goodness. I like talking to people, but
Not in the
we live
grocery.
in a different area over here.
I got. I got you. Listen, guys,
Definitely.
it's almost 11 o'clock. I don't know if anybody has any questions. See if you want to add anything else. I'm just loving this fresh face look that we have with the slick hair that you got going on with the business suit. It's looking fabulous, you know. I love
Yeah,
it.
thanks.
And,
So-
you know, I don't know. I just kind of put this on and I'm like, okay, now we got this girl. She's a meeting like she's got the business. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know. The other day I was feeling the jacket. Today I'm feeling the blazer. I
Like,
guess, it just depends my mood.
the
I just
business
do
and the
me.
traveler, right? She's the business and I'm the traveler. Like I look like I just came from the jungle. You get it, guys? Business traveler. I
Okay.
don't know.
Yeah, there we go. We get best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, like it's super important to manage your time. It's not easy. It used to stress me out a lot. I used to cry like, oh my God, I can never get anything done that I want to do. But if you try to come up with a solution, use your agenda, use your calendar, talk to other people that they look like they know what they're doing with their time. Like I know you do a lot and like you get everything accomplished. Like, can you give me some tips? It's okay to ask for help. I call Angel, I call my other business partners. I'm like, hey, I'm struggling with this. Like, what do you think? What would you suggest? And they're like, man, it's the same thing. And this is what I did. And it worked for me. I don't know if it'll work for you. What they recommend might not work for you, but it might prompt you to start thinking of another solution, help you brainstorm a little bit. So,
Mhm.
there's a solution to everything. And if time is not your thing, it's okay. It's not mine either. I'm very much like a free spirit. I love to, be a social butterfly. I've been like that since elementary school. And I'm all over the place, which is a good thing. It's just my personality. But I need to manage my time as a professional, as a mother, and as a woman. So we're taking over 2021. No negativity, managing your time, giving yourself love, having that connection with God, because without God, there is
No hay
nothing.
nada.
He's the beginning and the end, the Alpha, the Omega. And I feel like I'm rapping, but I'm just saying, God is good.
That's what they were saying
You
on
know,
that's what they're saying on the TikTok, girl. He the alpha, the omega, the end and the beginning.
Preach. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions, you can always email us. What's our email?
Night Owl Talk 100 at gmail.com. Yeah.
Yeah. nightowltalk100@gmail.com. If you want to go ahead and suggest someone to be a guest speaker or suggest a topic, we're definitely open to it. Me and Angel will never get tired of talking, so we'll come up with topics. But we just want to give y'all what you guys want to hear. So thank you so much for spending your time, whether it's live or on the replay. Give us some comments. We'll go ahead and reply back. And stay tuned for next week. We're going to have a guest speaker.
It's a surprise.
We can't let you know who it is yet, but we're so
Surprise
excited.
speaker.
We'll go ahead and drop the flyer soon, and then you'll see. I hope you guys have a great night.
The Night
I'm
Owl
gonna
Talk.
take down my office. I'm so excited this weekend, guys. Next week it will be beautiful. Anyways, not I'll talk on Thursdays at
Night
10.
Owl Talk at 10 o'clock. We'll see you next week, guys.
See you next week. Bye.